Shalom, shalom to all on this beautiful day. Um, as you can see, we was on our way out, but being led by the Father, which have all control over all of us, told me to, I know, all you hear is the ding ding and the cling cling, but before it's over, there'll be nobody left on this video to watch it. Because why? The truth clears the room. You might not like that, but truth is truth. And when it comes about, it clears the room. Many people will sign on, will sign off because of something that they heard that they don't agree with. And I'm going to ask everyone who's on this video, who looks at it, who understands it, who don't understand it, take all that you believed, all that you was taught. I'm asking you to just take it just for a few and set it on the back burner. Get an open mind. Believe what you read, not what you was taught. I found out it don't matter what you believe. What matters is what you read. And this word that I have on this thing here, this word here, that word there, is truth. Because it's the word. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, too much brightness, but I have the Sefer. I have the ISR 1998. I have the Jewish Complete Bible. I even have the King James. And one thing that all these have in common, what you read is what it's actually saying. And all of them is in common. Now, I'm here on my way out, finna go to work. And the Father stopped me and say that I need you to put this video out. And I'm saying, well, to myself, well, I already put the video out about the beginning. But he says there's a lot more that we just don't understand. So, we understand that from Genesis, or Bereshith, chapter 1, first through the now I'm going down to the 31st verse. First chapter 1 through 31. All this is dealing with the beginning. A lot of us don't realize when he means the beginning, he is talking about, hey, wifey trying to sneak through. Y'all saw her. That's okay, dressed in all that black. But anyway, the beginning meaning to start, to establish, to bring forth, to introduce. That's what the beginning means in Hebrew. So in the beginning, Elohim, from the first down through the 19th verse, from the first down through the 19th verse in Genesis, Elohim was introducing himself to you, showing you that he was separated from the darkness, because darkness came about because sin came in the mind of the one who is the lesser light right now. Because he said, I will exalt myself above the throne, above the Father, above. See, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, here, I'm going to go to Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. And we're going to do this right quick, like, because I only got 20-something minutes. So, hey, I'm going to put this video on, load it, and I'm going to go. But we in Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, starting at the, let's say, starting at the 14th verse. And it's talking about the dark one. And it's, I have set you upon the holy mountain in the midst of the fire of the stone. You were perfect in all your ways. I'm just paraphrasing, doing a quick reading. From the day that you were created till iniquity was found from you. See, the word day means yom. And I tried to show you that in the Hebrew teaching, yom had a lot of meaning. But yom is day. And in this day, they're talking about, because see, watch this. I want you to start back at Genesis. Go back to Genesis 1. And you will read and see. I know you wonder what I'm doing, but see, I'm trying to do this quickly because why? I got to go, but I'm not going to rush Yahuwah. And Yahuwah say I got to put this on, so I got to put this on. Okay, I'm in Genesis, or Bereshith. Is the one you want to do, number 1. And it says, in the beginning, Elohim. Meaning that in the beginning, or this is my beginning. This is my introduction. I'm introducing myself to you. And I'm letting you know that in you was a bunch of darkness. And my spirit got to come into you and separate the good from the darkness. And when he said, let there be light, this is just like whenever you first begin to receive the Rahadakish or the Ruach. 90% of the people would tell you that their minds was enlightened to something that was there all the time. But we paid no attention to it. They was enlightened to a presence that woke them up, whether they wanted to be woke up, gave them strength, whether they asked for it or not. Boy, I look rough, but hey, y'all, I was on my way to work. You got to excuse me. Got to cover up, got to look better. Do I look better? No? Okay, anyway. The Ruach brought forth a lot of changes in the mind that Yahuwah is trying to get you to understand that he came on the scene. That light that he brought on the scene, which we as Americans always view day as 24 hours. So 24 hours is a full rotation of the earth. We always, did this 24-hour statement from 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock one night, 12 o'clock the next night is a day. That's what we look at. Where the Hebrews took it from sunset one night to sunset the next night is a day. The Father showed you in Genesis 1 when he said that, and I'm going to read it so nobody won't say, well, he quoting that wrong. In Genesis 1 and 5, it says, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. So in his time, a day wasn't until evening to evening. And we know evening to evening as either being the twilight, dusk of dawn, or how you ever put it. But my point is, in creation, which Christian people don't teach you none of this. They only teach you day, night, night, day, night, and that's not the meaning of Genesis. The meaning of Genesis is not just to establish timelines. The meaning of Genesis is to be introduced. Whoa, come on, Hat. We're having a bad hat day today. It's being introduced to Yahuwah. To be familiar with the creation that he created. Because why? Watch this. Yom is day, and Layel means night. Yom has two meanings. Yom can either mean the 24-hour period, which it takes, the earth to rotate on its axis, or the time when the light is lighted outside, meaning that you could say day, or Yom. Night has the same thing, meaning darkness or no light. But from the first through the fourth day, you've seen that there was, and I'm going to go back and show you. From the first through the fourth day, you saw that there was no light. From the first to the third day. On the fourth day, he created the sun and the moon to be able that you and I can be able to tell days, years, months. We be able to tell seasons. We be able to tell festival days. This is why he created moon and sun. Because why? The word separate has a meaning, which badal is the real word, meaning to change, to alter, to exchange, to substitute, to return, or to retaliation, or, to bring forth, to separate. When he said, I separated, I changed. I changed. See, once it was me and Lucifer. We was all together as one. But I had to do a badu to it. To what you mean? I had to change this. That's why I separated my light from his darkness. I separate where I am the greater light. He is the lesser light. And I put signs in heaven to show you why this is done. A lot of y'all have not even begun to fathom or understand why creation represents our cycles. If you read in Genesis, it's showing you our cycle, how we came about. Because see, everybody teach you and say, well, on the sixth day, man was made. But, hello? Let me get it right. Oh, excuse me. They teach you on the sixth day, Adam and Eve was made. Wrong. Let me do that again. Wrong. Again. Because you're trying to lean back to what you was taught, not what you're reading. So I'll ask you again. Take all that you was taught, put it on the back burner, and believe what you are reading. Because, as the word says, dun 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 dun, dun he said in verse 27 of the first chapter of Bereshit, or Genesis, he said, so Elohim createth man in his own image. And in the image of Elohim, he created him, male, and female created them. Now, that verse had nothing to do with the verse of Adam and Eve, which you find in the, let's go on to the next chapter, dun, 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 chapter 2. Chapter 2, in the 6th verse of chapter 2. This is when our bloodline. Oh, y'all like that, but it's true. You Christians can't say that. Only us Israelites can say that. That our bloodline was established. See, DNA will take you back to who is your father, right? If you was to prick my finger, come on, and take my DNA, there will be a part in there that you can't identify. Why? You can't take a swab from Elohim and match me up to it. This thing got deep just that quick. You can't take the blood of Elohim and run it through a DNA processor, because you want to know why? You can't stand to even see Elohim. And the first thing y'all going to say, well, you know, he's not flesh and blood. That's what you're saying, right? But when he made Adam and he made Eve, whose blood was running through them? Pow. I want you to think about it. When Adam and Eve was made in the second chapter, that had nothing to do with them in the first chapter. In the first chapter, y'all ain't gonna like to hear this, but in the first chapter, man was just as wild as the animals that ran on this earth. They was killing each other. They was tearing each other, killing, hurting, maiming, taking territory, taking food. They was doing this before Adam and Eve. They already had, and see, this is what y'all ain't gonna like. They already had established communities before Adam and Eve. Always was already people was already ruling. Already people was already dictating. People was already beginning to know what is mine, what is yours. I can take it if I don't want it. But see, Adam and Eve was the introduction of the first God that's supposed to have inherit. And you say God, well, I'm going to use Elohim because I don't like the word God. But Adam was the first Elohim that was supposed to inherit the footstool. Not Lucifer. But because Lucifer tricked the first Adam through the mate that was made for him. Now the birthright was gone. And what you mean the birthright was gone? Man's birthright was to, and let me get it right. Let me go back to Genesis. Man's birthright was, now watch this. Every plant, I'm reading from Genesis, the 2nd chapter, starting at the 5th verse. Every plant of the field before it was in the earth, every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahuwah Elohim has not called it to rain upon the earth until there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Now y'all is looking at me and saying, well, see, that's meaning he's talking about the earth. No, remember, this is the project in Edom. If you go back to the first verse, first chapter, whenever he put the other ones there, listen. He went down on the 26th verse and said, let us make man in our own image, after our own likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish, the sea, over the fowl, the air, over the cattle, over the earth, all the earth, over the creeping things that creep upon the earth. And he created man in his own image. Elohim, he created him, male and female, he created them. And Elohim blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. Now my question is this, stop. Believe what you read. Replenish the earth. That means that at one point in time, believe what you read now. Replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that move upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb, seed bearing, which upon the face of the earth, every kind of tree in which is fruit, every yielding seed to you, and it shall be food for you. So, beyond the garden of Edom, man was already established. Now in chapter 2, that they don't teach you, I got a question. And trust me, you know I always leave you with a cliffhanger. This thing is getting good, but I got work. How come every day he made, but only on the 7th he blessed it? I ain't blessed now another day. And everybody finna come with this Christian theology about, oh, the 7th day was holy and he made it holy because he rested from all the labors of his work and blah, 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 blah. He blessed the seventh day for a reason. See? In verse 3 it says, and Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. This is the verse that everybody miss over. These are the generations of the heaven and of the earth when they was created, in the day that Elohim made the heavens and the earth, and every plant of the field before it in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Elohim had not caused it to rain on the earth, and until there was not a man to till the ground. But there was a mist and came up in the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril, and man became of life, and man became a living soul. Elohim planted a garden. He planted a garden. So that means this was a significant one direct shot thing that we have to realize. Adam and Eve was the introduction or the installment of the blood of Yahuwah, that we may have a right to the tree of life through his bloodline. Through his bloodline. So now, a lot of you can get out there and say, happy holidays, season greetings, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, blessed Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever. But from me, you only get shalom. Because why? None of that has anything to do with Yahuwah. And if the Jewish people want to talk about the time that they stood on the mountain and did mass suicide to themselves, 7-day siege, get away from here. That has to do with you. Because why? Just as I'm not a Christian anymore, I haven't went into that Jewish stuff because this is going to really get you. My brother, Yahushua HaMashiach, my father, Yahuwah, was Hebrew. Jews came out of the split northern kingdom, southern kingdom. That's where we begin to call Jews, because they say they were from Jerusalem. But Judah was the southern kingdom. Jerusalem was the northern kingdom. We was from the tribe of Judah. Israelite indeed, huh? Didn't that what he called our brother? Now, here go your cliffhanger before I go. I love you too, but you still get the cliffhanger. What you gonna believe? What you read or what you taught? Because the book says He was an Israelite indeed. They didn't call him a Jew. I tell to all y'all, shalom.